like you said, you've got what you wanted out of basketball. But I want to go back. I want to go back to the start because I know you're from Florida, so you grew up playing ball. Kind of where did you start? When did you realize that basketball was for you? Kind of how did you get from Florida to Purdue? Kind of take me through all of that. I've always been, this is for me too, because I was always like, this dude left Florida. I said the same thing about John Octi. It's like, you came here. So kind of talk about that.
So the different motivations behind the story, right? So in the beginning, I knew basketball was for me when a lot of people told me I couldn't do it. Right. And when I say people, it wasn't like, my best friend, man, you can't hoop. No, it was grown-ups. It was grown-ups. It was coaches. It was my coaches who told me I wouldn't do it, right? And so at that mindset, I'm like, why would you tell a kid that you can't do it? Isn't that your thing is supposed to be inspired, whatever the case may be? So the first step for me is when I was in middle school, right? And this would have been 8th grade. We had this new coach, right? Very demanding, pretty much what you see, like just let's just say Indiana coach, right? Strictly by ball. I told you my mom wanted me to work, right? And so she's like, hey, I need you to after school, I need you to cut a couple grasses, right? To earn some money, whatever. Right. And I was like, okay. So I told my coach, I was like, yo, I'm not going to be able to make it to the game. My mom wants me to cut grass. Oh, you can't do that. You can't. You want me to go against my mom, Mama Grant? I don't think you met Mama Grant yet. So, so I missed the game, right? And so this is how the whole story went. So he went to like the dean, right? And I'm like, yeah, if you don't go to the game, we're going to suspend you. I was like, listen, if you suspend me, listen, my dad works 365 or whatever close to it. I don't think you want my dad to come here because I didn't go play in a middle school game. Not because I got in trouble in school, but you didn't want me to play a middle school game and you're going to suspend me. I don't think you want my dad.
That is crazy.
And so the crazy thing about it, as I think about that more and more, I'm like, man, this would have been all over social media if this was 2018. Like this would have been outrageous, right? And so what they did, So what they did is they the cafeteria manager, right? He was the JV coach at the local high school that was from my area that I was zoned for. Yeah. So he told the coach, he's like, yo, you don't want to have Keaton as a player for next year because he said he wants to go to Gateway High School, and because he's not dedicated. I was like, oh, that's okay. No disrespect, Coach. Coach Taylor, I respect you. I was like, but I didn't plan on trying out for JV anyways. I want to go to varsity. And not the coach, but the dean and the coach started laughing. I said, okay. That is where the motivation literally started.
That's hard.
That's where the motivation started, right? And so fast forward a couple of years, I made varsity my first year, right? In the school history, that was the first time in school history that happened. And so I did well. I so happened to see that dean at the mall. I'm a kid. I'm 14, 15. Oh, you don't look at me today, huh? Okay, so I kept it moving. I kept it real moving, right? I ain't really nothing disrespectful. I just. Oh, you don't see me over here. Okay. All right, cool. So I kept moving. The next motivation. I'm glad this is not a kids podcast. I'm pretty sure kids, but so I'm a teenager. So I like the girls.
Yeah.
So then you like when I dunk. Okay. That's where the next motivation.
That's real. That's real.
So in Florida, right, we don't have access to the gyms, AC, whatever. So I'm way outside. So there's some girls always walking around the neighborhood. What I know how it is looks on social media. So I know right around what time they walk in, shirt off. I gotta make sure I get a good lather up, right?
Bringing all the tricks out.
Everything. And then as soon as they get down, when they leave the road that I'm on.
Y'all see that?
And so that transitioned to me doing it on the court, right? So now I want to, I'm going to the weight room a lot more. So that's where the second motivation comes. And then as I'm starting to get better and I get into AAU, I get a little more recognition, getting on the rivals, make it to Indianapolis. At that time, that's where the Nike camp was, and get some notoriety. And so the next motivation was, the coaches start walking with you around school. And so everyone sees it around school, right? Tennessee, Boston College, Missouri, University of Miami, Florida, the whole bit, right? I was like, "Ooh, I like this. I like this attention. This is nice. This is nice, right?" So that comes in, and then the next thing, the reason why I didn't want to go to a school in Florida, I did it on purpose not to go to a school in Florida, right? So I originally signed to Missouri before I committed to Purdue. The reason why I didn't go to school in Florida, because I feel like my homeboys can come see me any type of time. That would distract me.
I feel that.
Go back to the story a little bit. So I needed a 21 on my ACT. I took it 3 times. I got a 20. But every single time, it was always that Saturday you take ACT. I had a game Friday, so I'll always fall asleep. No matter how much I needed that test, I'll fall asleep. And my GPA wasn't highest because some teachers are the big man on campus, whatever the case would be. So I didn't have to do the work. To be honest, and this is go back into the story a little bit, man. So I didn't read a book from cover to cover until I went to prep school. Dang. I wasn't stupid. I knew how to read, whatever the case might be. It's just because I became lazy. I became entitled, right? And so in prep school, you only have 9 people in the class, right? So you have to do it. Prep school is what molded me to be a different person, a different man, a better player, and discipline, and at the same time dedication. And so I got my GPA right. I decommitted from Missouri because Quinn Snyder left. Coach Martin comes in, right? And so my coach at prep school was strict by the book, but he was fair. He knew Coach Martin because they coached. He coached Coach Martin. Coach Martin went to the same prep school. Comes in, deep voice. "What's up, KG? I like your game. Coach Witt talk real good about you, right?" I say, yeah. And so at the end of the day, I had more schools, and I had Washington. I had more schools, more broad, all over the different parts of the country. And so Coach Lejeune was like, "Yo, Keaton, I want you to go visit Purdue." I was like, "Purdue? You mean the school with the train on it?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's all I know. I don't know no players. It's where's that, Coach? Purdue? Where Purdue at? Indiana. I was like, "Coach, I got Washington. I'm real close to Coach Romar, Alonzo." I was like, "What's up?" I was like, "I got Boston College. They coming down, and I'm real close with Boston College and Skinner." He's like, "Just do it for a favor. Worst case scenario is all boys school." That's another story. Another story. All boys school. He's like, "At least it gets you off campus for some time." I was like, "All right, you're right." So what happened? I went to go to Purdue before I went to Washington. In my mind, I was going to commit to Washington. In my mind, I was going to commit to Washington.
Purdue, right? For
sure. I go to Purdue now. I don't know what weekend it is. They had the parties crazy, right? And everyone sold me. I was like, "Ooh, I like Purdue." I commit to Purdue. Washington is hot, right? Boston College was hot because I didn't even. I forfeited the visits, right? And I just committed to Purdue right off. I get to Purdue. I was like, "Oh, where the party's at?" "Nah, bro, you just came on a good weekend."
You came on Grand Prix.
Man, you came on an amazing weekend. That has never happened again. So I was like, "Oh, y'all sold me on a dream." So I mean, that's how it happened. That's how I went to Purdue. And honestly, it's the best thing for me because I never look back. Now I like going to different places. My family likes going to different places. I went to Maine, 180 boys only, right? Different story. Went to Purdue, Indiana, cold. First time driving on ice. Lord Jesus. Like, did a 360. Florida kid ain't supposed to be doing this.
Oh man!
So it's been a story, man. It's been cool, and then ever since then, after school, 10 years traveling different countries, I love it. I can't. No regrets.
That's I love that story. And just when you got to Purdue, your time on campus, I mean, you got to Purdue. Payne was young. You kind of came. You played with Carl and Teague and those dudes. I'm gonna talk about coming behind those guys playing, because they had some down years, and you guys had some success. Play with the older guys. How was that?
So it was different, right? So for me, it was more like be quiet, watch everyone, see what's going on. Don't speak too much. And not so much speak so when someone told me not to speak too much. Speak too much because I have people in front of me, right? And all I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get on the court, right? So I got to do everything it takes to actually get on court defense, right? So with that being said, I was already humbled the first day of workouts because first of all, I'm a little jealous at the newer generation, the Robbie Hummels, the Each-Ones, and a little bit, and then mostly, definitely like your class, right? So because the first workout we doing defensive slides with the med balls, no offense, not some layups, some Micans get warmed up, whatever. Med ball sits, zigzags. First time ever in basketball, I want to say, you know what, I quit. We in hold on, we in the rec, we in the what's the co-rec, right?
Yeah.
Co-rec didn't have AC. I don't know how the co-rec looks now. Because co-rec
totally
didn't
renovated.
have AC. We had the big industrial fans in corner to corner, dying, drenched in the first 10 minutes of the workout. On one knee. Coach Martin, no, we ain't getting water. We only got 45 minutes. We can't waste time on water. Coach, you need some water. Like we wasn't prepared for this. And now keep going, keep pushing. Coach, I quit. This day one. We haven't even got the conditioning yet, right? So about to pass out. Can't see nothing, dizzy, lightheaded. Maybe I shouldn't ate too much for lunch. Lunch been real skimpy after that. Ever since I know how lunch been real skimpy. Now you know what? I'll wait for dinner. So I had to do. So you know that's the different things. But now when I go back and I so a few years later I go see your class. Y'all doing layups for warm-ups? Not closeout drills, no box up. What is going on? And I had made a joke with Payne. I was like, Payne, what's this? It's 4:00. They supposed to be already. What's up? And so none of that. So I mean, but that's evolution, right? In the program. But at the end of the day, that's where we started, right? That's where we started and grinding, and it worked out, paid out. So